I disagree. I disagree.
Well, respect, young brother. We gotta be very careful. Famous celebrity people, right? Putting rules down, telling folks this is how it goes. No.
Well, I said the road leads back to two. All of these obstacles is for you to strengthen the relationship. That's all. It's a misunderstanding there. I'm not saying. Hold on 1 second.
I want you to know you're okay.
Yeah, man. Nah, I'm over good. I know it's no rule. I'm not Christian. I'm not none of these things. I just believe in God. I go straight to source.
Right. But here's what
It's a thing where you have us here as people, you have God, and then this is what happened. We gotta go through all these different things to get primarily the source.
Bro, NLE spitting.
Primarily the source.
Spitting.
You know what I have a problem with?
Check them.
And it may be controversial. In Christianity,
Have you read the Bible?
I read the Bible, I listen to the Bible, I receive from source straight.
I would say read it again. I mean, listen, guys. There's a lot going on right now at this table. I got a lot going through my head right now.
Give us some.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because I mean, yeah, like I found my wife in my lowest moment of all time. You know what I mean? I found my wife, and that's awesome. Like,
She's an amazing woman.
she is an amazing. That's what we do at the house when we start feeling good about being married. You just yeah. So I found my soulmate. You know, I found my queen. You know, in that moment, we found each other rather. I'm just gonna move through it really quick, but I got something to say, right? So it's like this. So in that space, like I hear you, young brother. Like I hear you. You know what I mean? I really do. And I hear you too, Kev. But in that dark space, like nothing. Like sorry, like bad news, Kurt. Like nothing's getting you out. Nothing's getting you. Like, and I don't want to talk about that. Oh, my babies. Oh, my career. Oh, my life. Oh, my. No, that's horseshit. That's horseshit. If you had something to hold on to, you wouldn't be in that space.
Wow.
You know what I mean? My baby girl wasn't gonna get me out. My mama told me I can't get you out.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Megan couldn't get me out.
And your mama preaching.
My mama preacher.
And your mama
You know what I mean? Like,
preacher.
I don't want to talk about that. Like we can talk about like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I feel like let's cut the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Let me just preface exactly what he's talking about. So prior to this, you had NLE Choppa, you had Kev on stage, Kurt Franklin. They all spoke on the fact that God got him out of bad situations and whatnot. Jonathan Majors is having some contention saying that no, God is not going to be able to get you out of those spaces. When you're in that dark place, you're there alone. So let's continue on to what happens after this.
Where? You know what I mean? No, out of the dark place, right?
I disagree. I disagree.
Well, respect, young brother.
The road leads back to two. No man, no woman, no kid, no pet can, but God can. The road leads back to two. And my thing is this. If we understand and connect, man, listen, I just sat down for 3 to 4 months. I took a break. I could have made $4, $5, $6, $10 million. I left it all on a plate to sit down because something in my spirit wasn't right. I sat down. I had to go back home. Got grounded. Stayed in my hometown, the most dangerous city that people crucify. Stayed there, planted my feet there, and went into a 112 day seek. Every day I woke up, I went outside with my notebook and I sat my feet in my grass and I stood before a tree and in nature and I just listened. And I wrote down everything. I jotted it. I got a journal. I got 4, 5 journals stacked over 3, 4 months. It's like a Bible. The Most High God fed to me every day, every second. When I woke up, he'd wake me out of my sleep. He gave me dreams, people that I needed to get away from me, snakes, rats, whomever. He put everything under a microscope in my life.
Watch this. There are times when I can say that my walk with God, NLE, has not been enough. And it was hard for me to admit that. There's going to be these views that are not black and white views, but these are our perspectives.
Yeah,
But I think-
but there's so many brothers who find themselves, and I am one of them. You know what I mean? Who find themselves in situations and they're hearing in the back of their head, oh, but your baby, oh, but God, oh, but.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Right.
it's that moment where you look for it, right? And it's not there, and then you jump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
we gotta be very careful, famous celebrity people. Right? Putting rules down, telling folks this is how it goes. No. That is dysfunctional.
So
Right?
let me
The
say that,
same way they
right,
say,
I'm
the
sorry.
same way they say black men should behave a certain way. That's like saying a Christian should
Right.
behave a certain way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not. It's not fair, right? It's not fair, and it
Right.
puts that individual in a place where they have no escape.
Why don't you?
My problem with this is, see, this is one of those things where I don't understand with religious people, how they have so much pushback sometimes. Not even just religious, but spiritual people. If you have NLE Choppa found himself, understand his wrongs, he wants to right them, you know, this is his spiritual journey. Why do y'all have so much contention and pushback with it? It really makes no sense. If y'all are all spiritual people, if y'all are all religious people up at this, Den of Kings, why do y'all have so much pushback on NLE's awakening?
Speak to that, Doc.
I like how you were transparent, Kurt, because as a son of a pastor, and you're so on point. And I think what Jonathan is saying is you are right.
Yeah.
It leads back to two.
Yeah.
However, man, there are moments that crushes you, man.
Never discredited that.
And they're so crushing that me and him was talking earlier, and I related because what he went through, it's like this, Kurt. You know this. There's something, man, the agony behind dealing with a private matter in a public arena.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is crushing that this should stay private, but now it's public. You could have called me, and now you had to make that post about, yo, Kev, this.
Yeah.
And I think for us as black men, to what you're saying, Jay, is we can't package it and frame it in this manner because, man, life is so nuanced.
It is nuanced.
And
Yes,
man,
it is.
you'll get into a place,
Yes.
and we were talking, because I went through what he went through in 2018 with the young lady I was dating, and I watched people get on social media, and I'm like, it's not true, but I couldn't say anything, and I'm saying, God, where are you now?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was like a Job moment, because you're like, why is this happening to me?
But my thing is well, I said the road leads back to two. All of these obstacles is for you to strengthen the relationship. That's all I'm saying. So if it's a misunderstanding there, I'm not saying. Hold on 1 second.
I want you to know you're okay.
Yeah, man. No, I'm over good.
Good.
I know it's no rule. I'm not saying it's a set rule on how to be this or how to be that. Because one thing me and Kirk is a firm believer of is no man of perfection. It's only a man of progress.
Right.
My thing is the things that I went through. Same thing you went through, same thing you went through, same thing you going through, same thing you go through, same thing. No matter what age or none of that shit. It's all built to create the foundation of your relationship with the Most High. That's why I said the road leads back.
That's real.
And I think what Jonathan is saying is that in that moment, you can't discern or decipher that.
But
right, it will lead.
in that moment, you can't.
No.
But if you keep
I want to say something real quick.
you begin
I want to say something real
make
quick.
that connection there.
Why is there so much pushback as to his way of finding understanding? This is what I have a problem with sometimes in the black community. And I don't want to just say religious, but I'm gonna say religious because Kev on stage is a Christian, Kurt Franklin is a Christian, and I'm pretty sure Jonathan Majors is one as well. But to give a young man so much pushback, NLE is 22, and his speaking is he's on another level. I'm not even gonna lie. His spiritual awakening seems like it turned him into something for the better. Cause just about a year ago, he was making music. If I was a bad beat, I want to F me too. So I can tell that this brother has been through something to change him for the better. But then you got guys who feel like they maybe had a few more years on you. He's 22. These men are well into their 40s or whatnot. To try and now say that, nope, God ain't enough. Why even do that? Is that even necessary if y'all are all spiritual religious people? That is weird behavior right there. I do not understand why the black community primarily And then religious people, like, almost to have a one-up on you, like, I'm a son you. That's weird behavior. Let's continue.
I think I'm a church kid, so, and I'm 42 now. So
40s.
And I'm a church kid in the sense of like, there was nothing else. It is just Jesus. There's no medicine. There's no therapy. There's no divorce. Somehow, if your husband's beating you, God's gonna, like, everything is God's gonna do it. God's got a plan, right? That's all you
That's
have.
what you're dealing with at the table, NLE.
Yeah.
See,
No.
in NLE's defense, let me just say this.
But I'm not religious. I'm not Christian. I'm not none of these things. I just believe in God. I go straight to source.
Right. But here's what I want to say.
I get what you're saying. I get how what I'm saying could be.
No. I'm not even saying that. I'm just speaking from my experience, not even directly to what you said or what you meant.
No, I receive.
But what John and Jay was saying, it's like when I was young, that made sense, right? I'm not.
What
is not
made
ancient.
sense? What made sense?
What you're saying? God somehow this is going to make sense because God's going to make it make sense. God has a plan, and that was true for me when I was young, right?
Ain't you a believer?
When I got older, and when my brother died, and as a child, it's just God kind of called him home. God had a better plan for him. No man understands God's thing. When I was a kid in that, with somebody else's grandma, somebody else's brother, that was cool. And I'm even telling them that. Yeah, don't worry about it. God's got you. Jesus is here. Jesus, just pray. Jesus died for this. All of a sudden, after 40 years of saying that stuff, and I'm not saying you don't believe it, because I believe it too. Oh yeah, God's got you, brother Key. I'm praying for you, right? And I'm hearing that until it was me. And then you're looking at God like, where?
But did he have you? Did he? My thing
Here's
is,
the
hold
thing.
up, did God have you though? Did he
I
not?
don't
or
believe he did. That's my truth.
You
And
said
that-
you
and listen,
didn't know then, or you still don't know now?
Still now.
You don't
and
know.
also in the Bible,
Kev, how do you build a whole platform based on being a Christian? I don't understand that. Y'all are basically saying that y'all aren't true believers. God don't have y'all, but y'all built y'all platforms off of them. Why give NLE so much pushback on his walk with faith? And he not even a Christian. He's saying he going to the source. I feel like I follow the same thing. But when it comes down to, him speaking on his awakening, on his renewal, the new person that he is right now, y'all got put, one day you'll know, you'll understand. Bro, why don't y'all just be happy and congratulate this man that he came from his ways of the type of person that he was prior that he wasn't okay with? Why not just be okay with that? Why have so much contention to say that, oh, you'll figure it out one day. You won't believe like you think you believe. Why are you doing that? Why not just be happy that he's in it? Trying to become something better. That is weird, man. That's why I say sometimes when you get into like spiritual battles, religious battles, it's still a one-up. I know more than you. I know the right way. You in it, but you not in it. That is weird.
Bible, people in the Bible were like, Jesus was like, I don't understand what is happening.
It's not meant for you to understand.
Right, but this is what I'm saying though. Hear what I'm saying. In that moment, when
crazy.
my brother, right, and we talking about the celebrity, fame, and all this type of stuff, and I'm sure we all know this. Your circle of like actual trust people that if everything about you that everybody loves was gone, the amount of people who would be like, hey brother, you Uber, I don't care, come by the house, we're playing Uno. That amount of people that you really actually trust is usually less than 5 people, maybe 2 or 3 people.
1000%.
Right? For me, one of those 2 people is gone.
1000%.
So now it's like, and then you have people at the church, at the funeral, oh brother, God's got you. Okay, I hear y'all, okay? Yeah. But that person is gone.
Do you know what we're talking about? Let me
Spiritual bypass.
No.
Is he gone though? Is that person really gone?
That
energy
is dead.
But if energy never died, then
No.
Let me ask you this, NLE.
He on it.
Let me tell you what's happening, Kim.
He's on it.
Let me tell you what you're dealing with at the table.
Nah.
I'm gonna share something with you.
I'm dealing with the same thing.
But no, and I'm
dealing.
and I respect you.
I deal with.
And I know that you are.
I deal with the way I deal with people dying in the most violent way, and I gotta go to their funerals, pay for them, and they mama had to cry on my shoulder.
They don't understand.
I'm not discounting that.
I'm not discounting either, but I'm saying.
Well, no. First of all, I am very grateful that the space for conversation to just happen.
Me too, brother.
They was having a chance to talk. Yeah,
No, this is actually the conversation.
Yes. Yeah. But I do want you to know, and I do want you to know what you're also walking into is because
I know what I'm walking into.
Well, if you don't mind,
Yes, sir.
if I can frame it like this, if you don't mind, just give me a second, and I really appreciate that. You're also talking to people, and I want to go to this with you, Ray J. It's because you were raised in the church too. This is what you also do. See, you had, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I need you up on this. You weren't raised in church, were you?
My grandmother on my dad's side took my pops to church 3 to 4 times a week, sometimes 2 times a day.
What about you?
I'm a product of that.
Okay.
That veered my father away from church.
Wow.
I wasn't in church every day and all this.
Good,
Every Sunday.
good.
I was not. I can't say.
Which is
but
good.
I still receive what he felt. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
generational thing.
Yes,
It's
yes, sir.
passed down.
Yes, sir.
So whether I feel it the way he felt it or not, I still feel it secondhand. You feel me?
Well, let me tell you why I said that is because I appreciate and love when people did not have to be forced to go to church and have stuff thrown down their throats because it gives them a different way to paint their picture of the journey.
I get what
So
you're
if you-
saying. But going to church isn't the solution.
Here we
No.
go.
I get
I'm not disagreeing with you, King. I'm sharing with you what you're walking into.
And I
What's
receive
happening at the
that. I
table is that
understand.
for a lot of us, let's call it what it is, religious trauma.
What?
I understand
What we're
that.
dealing with a lot at this table is because we have had people make us feel
You know
bad.
why though?
Look at Ray J.
It's a thing where you have us here as people, you have God, and then this is what happened. We got to go through all these different things to get primarily the source.
Bro, NLE spitting.
Primarily the source.
Spitting.
You know what I have a problem with?
Check him. It's getting deep.
One of the things I have a problem with, and it may be controversial. A lot of people may say this and may say that. I don't like, let me say it in a manner to where it's extremely intelligent. Let me think on it.
That brother is cooking.
In Christianity,
He cooking.
it's a thing where people praise the Son more than they praise the Father. And that's what I don't like.
Okay.
Because if we are man made in a likeness, Jesus is our brother. You get what I'm saying? Why would I drop down and praise my brother instead of praising my father? And that goes back to honoring your parents.
I just gotta say something.
Good.
Have you read the Bible?
I read the Bible, I listen to the Bible, I receive from source straight.
I would say read it again.
Let me ask you a question, Ray J.
Don't do that to this man, Jonathan. Come on, bro. Don't do that, because this man already said he's not religious, and he said he seeks source. Source don't always mean you got to follow the Bible. Who actually said that the Bible is the complete guideline to pure spirituality, salvation, redemption? Let's be honest, man. The brother was cooking. Now, like I said, how deep y'all want to go into the Son, the Father, a lot of people will definitely agree with what he's saying with that. A lot of people feel like that. That will be considered Christians. I'd rather go to source, just being honest. But then you have Christians that lay out the rules and foundations of how you're supposed to get the source. Oh, you got to pray like this, or you got to pray like that. You got to go this many times a day. Oh, you don't understand. Tell me this. How you got so many religious people at this table? They telling this man that him coming to an awakening to be a better person is a false sense of reality. That makes no sense. The brother's is changing for the better, and they saying like, nah, you'll learn one day that God ain't gonna be the one to save you. The brother has a certain way that he already understands life's, and that's all that matters.
How has it been for you coming from the space where you had to go through this? You were raised in church. You've seen different things that have not been always good.
Boy, Ray J like a
How
demon.
have you processed?
Bro, Ray J look like a demon. I'm sorry for pausing it right while Kirk is talking, but just look at his face right now. What is necessary? Ray J is on one. He came there coked up probably. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. He came there on something because Ray J been tweaking every podcast he's been on. He's been tweaking. Let's continue.
when it comes to dealing with your own journey of health, mental health, trying to be a strong man, how have you sometimes had the conflict of what to pray away and what to go seek help for, how to address issues that you may go through as a black man that is sometimes seeing faith not always in the best way or the right way or the wrong way? Has any of that ever been your experience?
I hate church.
Oh,
Why?
Well, first off, because they always sit me in the back. And I'm like, damn. All right.
What does
Then
it make you
then-
not feel good enough?
I mean, I'm way back there, yo. Then they put me in the front of the church, and I'm like in the front, I start sweating, yo. Real bad, like, I'm supposed to be at the front. And then,
Nervous when you said
nah, I just was up there, like, yo, I'm a real sinner. And then,
We all are. But what do you do, Ray J, when it comes to the journey of trying to find what the solution is for you
I'm gonna be honest, I cannot take Ray J serious, but let's continue.
when you are dealing with those areas in life that are too big for you and they affect your mental health? They affect the emotions that whether you can't pray away or you can't do something away is because a lot of times as men, you know, we have these things that help get us through, whether it's sex, whether it's drinking, whether it's drugs, you know, and this is historical for us as men. Work, you know what I mean? We've always tried to find something to help us get through.
We need that. We need that. It'll never be a day where we don't have to find peace in something.
like, at the end of the day, like, I feel you, man. Like, damn, that shit, it, like, hurt me. It, like, really hurt me, like, to see what you went through, bro, because that shit just, that's not cool. It's just like,
to even, like, as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about Kev as well, because to watch Kev have to mourn his brother, who I knew that they were so close. This was also his manager.
but was it any, like, was it any, like, when your brother passed, was any malicious stuff that happened? Like, what happened? Was it any?
No, so this is the part that feels the most cruel about it. He had cancer, and at the time that he was diagnosed, they were like, this is like a terminal cancer, 5 to 7 years, right? So, man,
Lost my grandfather to cancer.
Well, I'm sorry, man.
what makes it worse is if he just got cancer and got sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and died. Okay, that's what cancer does. You understand that. He got cancer, got sick, and then got better, to where he was back to where he used to be. So we were on a book tour, and I saw him in Houston. We had dinner. Everything was normal, and the night before he passed away, we were texting and calling, and everything was great. The day he passed away, we were talking.
Yeah.
We were texting. We were talking about sports, and then my sister-in-law called and was like, "Your brother had a seizure," and I'm like, "What?" I still had my phone in my hand. I was like, I'm just talking to him. And I was so disoriented that I had a show that night. And I was like, I came home and I was like, I'm gonna go to my show, he'll be fine. And my wife was like, I'm gonna go to Houston. I think you should come. And thank you. And I'll never forget this. We're flying and my nephew called me on the plane, and somehow my phone still rang. And my nephew told me on the phone, he's gone. Wow. So the last time he was alive, I'm talking to him the night before. We make the New York Times bestseller. Look, thank you, Richard. So it's the highest high. Like that day is the best day ever. Because it was like we did it. Everything was like we wanted to do this. We wanted to make all this stuff happen. And we did it.
Yeah, that's a tragic story what happened with his brother, because I actually, I remember when that happened. I want to leave it right here because I don't want to go too deep into the situation, because I want to talk about the situation beforehand and not be too thrown off from it. NLE Choppa was spitting. Like I said, I want to keep it more on the NLE situation. I didn't want to go too far into the situation with Kevin's brother. But what NLE was saying about one thing that stuck to me was when he said, energy never ceases to exist. I do believe when you get a little bit better understanding of people having to leave, die, you get a better grasp of reality, because I do feel like, this is my thoughts, to where a lot of Christians and religious people, or who believe more the Christian doctrine, they feel like God is supposed to be play favoritism almost, with who's gonna live, who's gonna die, who's gonna be saved, who's gonna be condemned. And I don't feel like it works like that. I feel like we live in a very fair system. When I say fair, just as someone who is young could possibly die, someone old can die. There is no really in between of who has the right to live, that makes it fair. It's very fair. And sometimes when we feel like we get into certain religions or whatnot, we feel like our soul is going to be saved from where we won't get harmed in the physical. That don't work like that. And sometimes I feel like, for me at least, outside of the traditional form of Christianity, you can better understand that people have to live and go. It's a part of life. It's a circle of life. He literally said energy does not cease to exist. It literally just gets transformed. I view things a little bit more like that. I don't want to get too deep into it because it's a long conversation. I can't think of everything at the moment, but I lean more towards that side opposed to just the traditional. That's why everybody at this table had contention with the fact that if you lost someone, don't get me wrong, it's going to hurt. I'm not going to sit here and act like I just understand and don't feel pain. But they blame God, though. That's the problem. They blame the person that they, feel is in the sky. They say that, why did he do this? Why did he take my loved one away? And I don't look at it like that. I really don't, because I don't believe it to be a favoritism game to pick and choose who's going to live and who's going to die. This life is very situational. Things happen. And I think that's the bigger picture that I'm trying to get out of this, and I'm trying to really explain. But I believe NLE Choppa I'm happy for him. And just, right before making the ending right here, I checked his music because I wanted to see when was the last song he put out, because I wanted to see if he was talking about some crazy stuff. It's been 7 months ago. He hadn't put out a song in like 7 months. So that tells me right there that he's been on some form of spiritual awakening, spiritual understanding, that he's not putting out nothing crazy, because he understands where he's at this moment. Now, whether he deviates or not, that's going to be up to that guy, that brother. I'm not here to control and dictate that, because everybody has to live their journey accordingly to how they're supposed to live it out. But I'm not going to give pushback to somebody who has found some form of spiritual awakening. I'm going to applaud them. I'm going to look and see what I can listen and learn from. This guy's 22. You can tell they had some contention with it. They had issues with it. I had this brother every time, and even earlier, I watched this thing up till here. Even earlier, every time he dropped some gems, Kurt said, "How old are you?" 22. Every time he dropped gems, they had contention with it because of him being so young. Don't get mad because he found understanding before you. Don't get mad at it. Applaud it. Figure out how you can find understanding. It's going to be different for everybody. It's going to be different for everybody, man. You got somebody right here that's a multi-millionaire that don't even have to talk about spirituality and stuff like that. He can literally bathe in the demonic energy that he's around. He can bathe in it, but he chooses not to. Applaud that young brother. I'll make sure I have this link in the description. Make sure y'all check it out, watch it in its entirety. I think it's a great watch, just being honest. Like the video, comment below. This is JayBReacts, y'all, and until next time, peace.